Most people think low intelligence shows up in bad grades, low IQ, or silly mistakes. But psychologists say it's actually the opposite. Your intelligence leaks out through small habits you overlook every day. And here's the scary part: these habits don't just make you seem less intelligent, they actually rewire your brain to become less intelligent over time. Magical thinking. Some people live as if luck controls everything. They wear the same lucky shirt to every test, avoid sidewalk cracks, or believe a color brings them fortune. It sounds harmless, even funny, but psychology calls this magical thinking. It's when your brain mistakes coincidence for cause. Maybe once you wore those socks and got good news, and now your mind links the two forever. But here's the problem: you're trading logic for superstition. Smart minds ask, "Where's the proof?" Lower minds skip that question and build fake rituals out of thin air. Chronic sleep neglect. You tell yourself, "I'm fine." On 4 hours of sleep, you stay up late, scroll till 3 a.m., and crawl out of bed like a zombie. But reality disagrees. Sleep deprivation destroys memory, focus, and decision making. After just one bad night, your brain functions like it's drunk. Genuinely intelligent people protect sleep like it's gold because they know it powers every mental skill. Neglecting sleep isn't strength, it's self destruction. Avoiding time alone. Some people can't handle silence. If there's no music, TV, or chatter, they panic. But studies show that constant distraction often hides weak mental processing. Smart minds use solitude to think, reflect, and solve problems. Lower minds run from it because silence means facing their own thoughts. If 10 quiet minutes make you restless, that's not social energy, that's avoidance. Living on small talk. You've met them people who talk endlessly but say nothing. Weather, traffic, weekend plans repeat. Small talk is fine to start a chat, but if that's all you can do, it signals a lack of curiosity. Psychologists call it low need for cognition, not enjoying deep thinking. Smart people crave conversations that stretch ideas, not just fill silence. Confidence without content. We all know the loud talkers interrupting, over-explaining, acting like experts on everything. But when you listen closely, nothing of substance. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect. People who know the least believe they know the most. Real intelligence sounds different. It says, "I'm not sure, explain that." Fake confidence hides behind noise. True confidence asks questions, blindly following instructions. Some people follow directions like robots. If the manual says screw into thin air, they'll still try. If the recipe says 20 minutes, but the food's raw, they'll eat it anyway. That's not discipline, that's mental laziness. Smart minds adjust when reality doesn't match the rulebook. Lower minds obey blindly, even off the cliff, falling for conspiracies and superstitions. Flat Earth, microchip vaccines, Mercury ruining your week. You know the type. Conspiracies feel exciting because they give simple answers to complex problems. But that's your brain taking shortcuts, trading evidence for emotion. Intelligent people check facts. Lower intelligence grabs the first dramatic story that feels right. Superstition stops real progress because it replaces truth with comfort. Rigid thinking. That's not how we do things. If that sounds familiar, it's mental inflexibility, the inability to adapt when life changes. Rigid thinkers reject new tools or ideas, not because they're wrong, but because they're different. Smart minds bend and evolve. Rigid minds stay stuck, and life punishes stuck. Instant gratification. Why wait when you can scroll, snack, or swipe? Modern life trains your brain for constant rewards, killing patience and focus. The famous marshmallow test proved it. Kids who couldn't wait struggled later in life with money, grades, and health. Smart people delay gratification for bigger goals. Lower intelligence chases every quick fix and calls it happiness. Poor listening habits. Some people don't listen, they just wait to talk. They interrupt, nod automatically, or zone out. But listening is a sign of intelligence. It forces your brain to process new perspectives and learn. Weak listeners often have weak comprehension. They can't keep up with complexity, so they tune out. Smart minds listen deeply. Low minds assume they already know everything. Dismissing new ideas. That's stupid. That'll never work. You've heard it: instant rejection of anything new. That's not wisdom. That's laziness, disguised as skepticism. Intelligent people explore ideas before judging. Lower intelligence avoids effort. Thinking takes energy, and dismissal is easier. Doomscrolling and TV addiction. Relaxing with a show or scrolling a bit isn't bad until hours disappear every day. Studies show that endless scrolling trains your brain to crave dopamine bursts, frying focus and discipline. Smart people balance entertainment with growth. Lower intelligence sinks into distraction and calls it living. Blindly following trends. Every week, a new identity, new brands, new dances, new aesthetics, constantly shifting. That's not creativity. That's herd mentality. Humans copy others to feel safe, but intelligence asks, do I even want this? If your personality changes with every trend, that's not self-expression. That's emptiness in disguise. Final truth. Here's the truth. Intelligence isn't about being born smart. It's about the invisible habits you repeat daily. Keep the wrong ones, and your brain will literally reshape itself to stay stuck. Break them, and you'll see your thinking, focus, and even how people treat you start to transform. Most people will scroll away and fall back into the same habits that keep them average. But if you're the type who wants to rewire your brain and understand psychology at its rawest, then hit that subscribe button, because every week I uncover the brutal truths about the mind that most people are too afraid to talk about.